Hey, so, huh, 9/11 on there. Okay, now, to us as humans, 911 is sense of emergency, right? But as well as a bad side to something, there's also a good side to it. But let's focus on the more negative side of it. Um, there's somebody that is dealing with a backfire right now. Okay, and it's not funny. Okay, it's not funny. It's in ways it's sad. It is, right? Uh, and in ways I feel bad for this person that I know that is going through this, right? And I can just as well be bitter, right? Be angry, say ha ha and all this and that, but that's not my heart. It's not, right? And it is sad, right? It is, right? But people have to understand that you get what you give out to people, right? And when God sends someone, right, and this is someone that you've been praying to come into your life, like, God, we've all done it, right? Like, God, I want, man, why can't I have this type of person just come into my life, or why can't I meet this type of person, right? And then when God presents that person to you, you use and abuse and take for granted this person, this blessing that God has sent you, right? And you use this person or use their kindness for weakness, take from them to appease people that are around you, right? Basically, a hey, look at me type of thing, to gain the respect and adoration of people who don't care if you live or die. To be totally honest with you, they don't care if you live or die. That were just there to use you for your substance, and then you're left all alone, right? When that blessing God sends you leaves, right? Because it was the blessing that God sent in that person, right? That was in the energy of that person that was upholding everything around you. It was allowing everything around you to move in the way that you wanted it to move. 345 on my timer. But when that person's removed and that energy's cut off, everything around them falls apart. Right? What they thought was them upholding these things and these people around them was not them. It was not them. And then they try, and this is one. This. I love someone dearly. Would have done anything for someone. Okay. Now I helped this person monetarily, right? Emotionally wise too, and monetarily wise, and they took the monetary help that I gave them and they used it for witchcraft against me. Okay? And then that witchcraft backfires. And everything that they wanted for me, that they paid someone to do to me, now they're sitting in that same position. And it's not as though they didn't know what was going on, what they were doing, who I was when I showed up. It's not as if they did not know. They knew, right? Whether they listened to people's gossip about me around them, right? You knew better. You knew better. You knew better. And you can't convince me that you did not. Because the people around you were not exemplifying the type of character that I was to you. They were not. They didn't treat you with love, with kindness, with generosity. Checking on you every day to make sure that you ate today. Make sure that you are all right. Make sure your mental health is all right. I did that every day. And for you to allow people to convince you that I was there to use you in some type of way, when I was giving you substance, you gave me nothing in return. I didn't ask for anything. So how you could convince people, how you can let people convince you that I was there to use you is beyond me. It makes no sense at all. Because I literally gained nothing from you. If anything, I lost things dealing with you. And because I told you the truth, because I was honest with you, because I didn't let you walk all over me, you were offended by that. And you felt as though I should have let you do those things. And because I didn't, you went and tried to take from me my stability, to take from me my mental health, to take from me my money, and thought that it was going to go your way, right? But when you were thinking it was going to go your way, you didn't care at all, right? You were expecting something good to happen and to come for you. But now everything that you wish for me is manifesting in your life, in your environment, and there's nobody around to help you. There's nobody around to pull you out. I was there to do that. I'm not there anymore. And I'm not going back there anymore either. My assignment there is over. And I tried to the best of my ability to get you to come out of your immaturity. To get you to recognize that the people around you were not there for your well-being. That even the person that you had a child or children by was not there for your well-being. I made this known to you in the beginning of our initial contact. I made this known to you in the beginning. And you knew that I was telling the truth. Because this person had been treating you this way for the longest. You knew that I was telling you the truth. But you decided to stay in that, which is fine. We all have free will. But you decided to try to harm me, to appease whoever you stayed in that with. You came away from the situation and you went back countless times. And like the story I gave, went through the other day, Samson and Delilah. Samson had warnings over and over and over, and he dismissed them. And at the last time that it happened, God let it happen. God let it happen. Samson got his eyes plucked out. And he was captured by the enemy. Because he was too comfortable. So comfortable that he did not. Well, he saw the red flags because they were presented to him. He heard them. He saw them. But he ignored them. And it's crazy that it was his eyes that were plucked out. Right? Because it was the red flags that he dismissed. That he acted like he didn't see. and his eyes were plucked out. Isn't that crazy? 10-10 on the timer. Isn't that crazy? It's like because he didn't use what God had given him freely, which were his eyes, because he didn't use them and he ignored what was right in front of him, what he didn't use was taken away. His eyes, his strength was taken away. I didn't even realize that till just now. So, I feel for you. I do. Because I love you. I feel for you. 1000% I do. And it's messed up that you're in the position that you're in. It is. It is. But you got to realize you wanted that for me. You wanted that for me. What's to say, 11:11 on my timer, what's to say if I didn't have my boundaries up, and if I stayed around waiting and let you just in my energy, what's to say everything that you wished for me happened? What's to say if that happened? Would you be feeling like you're feeling right now? You wouldn't. You wouldn't. You'd be rolling off into the sunset with everything that belonged to me. And you wouldn't even look back a second time. So you going through this is a lesson. Right? And all the things that you've been through before, even meeting me, you hadn't learned those lessons. Being in prison, you hadn't learned that lesson. It only took me one time to go to jail for a month to know that I don't ever want to be back in there again. Nope. Don't like my freedom taken away. Don't like another grown man telling me what I can do, when I can go to the bathroom, when I can't, when I gotta go to bed, when I can eat, when I can't. Didn't like that. Only one I desire to have control over my life is God. That's it. That's it. I learned that lesson, and I never forgot it. Never. And I said I'll never allow myself or anybody else to put me back in that type of situation again. And I haven't. I haven't. That's why it's so important to pay attention, to learn the lessons that you've been put through, not to be willfully ignorant, willfully blind to situations, just to say later on, if they did crash, that, oh, you didn't know. You weren't aware. God judges us according to our understanding. What happens to us and around us lets us know of what level of understanding we had about the situation. So you can't say that you didn't know, that you didn't understand, because the judgment and the karma that is falling around you shows the level of understanding that you had in the situation. And I'm still praying for you. I'll still pray for you every day. You're a part of me. You are. You're a part of me. So of course I'm going to pray for you. Of course I'm going to pray that you're protected, and that you gain wisdom, that you have peace of mind, that you get through life in the way that God would afford or would to have you get through life. For you to grow in the ways that you're supposed to grow and hit the milestones and the peace that you're supposed to. But 14:44 on the timer. And like I said before, so you don't go around with a weight on you, of unforgiveness, or thinking that you're not forgiven. You're forgiven. You're forgiven. I forgive you. Even though when I come up here and I talk about the people that have done things to me, family, whatever, they're forgiven. I forgive all of them. I do. Because if I didn't, I'd be stuck in bitterness, I'd be stuck in hatred and all of these things, and I'd be stuck in life. Can't be walking around here just bitter and just, stuck on what people have done to me. Then I'd be stuck. Then they win. That's actually the enemy wins. Beyond them, the enemy wins. Because after all, it's the enemy that's putting us all against each other, putting these negative thoughts and actions and plans in our minds to go against each other and harm each other, to take from each other, and to put each other in horrible situations. We're not supposed to be going against each other. We're supposed to be helping each other. We're supposed to be working together to get through life, to learn, to grow. We're not supposed to be fighting each other. We're supposed to be working together, building together, not fighting amongst each other. Even though we will meet people that we're going to have enemies, right? I mean, to me, I don't have any enemies, right? People make me an enemy to them. I don't have any personal enemies myself. Not that I've made or called my enemies. They make themselves an enemy to me. Or, excuse me, they make me an enemy to them. Right? Everybody that's made me an enemy to them, I try to help them. Honest to God, I've tried to help them. I've been sent. That's what God sends me in for, to help them. It's either one decision or the other. God will send, thank you, Holy Spirit, confirmation. God will send us in as people's last ditch effort. Either, and what happens to you after you come into contact with us is according to how you treat us. It's according to what you decide in situations that have to do with us. Right? Are you going to be kind and honest and generous, grateful, right, as we're being to you? Or are you going to try to take our kindness for weakness, thinking that we are incompetent, thinking that we cannot see, thinking that we don't know, and try to manipulate and get over and use, right? Just like our blessings and miracles and good things that happen to us in our lives are according to our own faith, so is the bad things that happen to us when we treat people in the wrong ways. And then things happen to us. It's not those people's fault, it's our own fault. Because we decided to treat this person in a certain way that they didn't deserve to be treated. Right? And none of us are exempt. I treated people in ways that they didn't deserve to be treated in my youth. And I've had to pay for that. That's how I learned. So I'm not sitting up here speaking on anything that I haven't been through myself. I don't speak on things I haven't been through myself. I have no jurisdiction there. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm still praying for you. Still got my love. But as for partnering up and collaborating in any of those things, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. God allots everybody a time period. Right? Confirmation. And you had ample time. That's why I tell people, stop letting fear hold you back from doing what you know is right. You let fear keep you back. Now, look what happened. But you didn't let fear stop you from doing the bad things that you did, that you thought you can get away with. You see how that's backwards? Fear should have stopped you from doing the other things. You going to prison or being left without should have stopped you from going down the dark path. But you let fear stop you from going down the light path. That's backwards. That's backwards. It's like you had more fear of going towards God, but you didn't have fear of going towards Satan. 2034 on the timer. That's backwards. That means you fear God, you fear Satan, not God. I fear God. No one else. Nothing else. And it's not only a fear, it's a respect. So, I'm sorry you're going through what you're going through what you're going through. I am. I am. But you know, hopefully you wise up and you learn lessons. And you don't push the limits like you were and test the creator of all things. God is not to don't do this. What's the verse, Holy Spirit? As Jesus said it to Satan, something about don't tempt the Lord thy God or something like that. If you tempt him, he will show you. He will show you. But I forgive you, you know. No hard feelings, no animosity. And I'll be praying for you. I will. I'll be praying for you. Pray that things get better. Pray that you know, you're gonna have to go through what you gotta go through, but I pray for your mental health and your sanity and your strength and everything. I really do. Right? So, yeah. Holla.